What up guys, it's Dragon Ball for Life here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be talking about how to beat characters with atomic destruction powers. Now when I say atomic destruction, personally, I kind of coined this term. I don't know if this is the correct term for it. I just couldn't find the correct term for this. When a character has an attack or an ability, the attacks on an atomic level and tears apart the atoms and destroying it on that level. That's what I call atomic destruction. Now we do see this in some characters in fiction where they have the ability to destroy on the atomic level. And a lot of times people state that how this is one of the most powerful, abilities or overpowered abilities, because if you can attack somebody on the atomic level, you can basically obliterate them and wipe them out of trace, and it overcomes, durability, and it's kind of like a hacks against durability, and there's quite a bit to it. Now, I don't know if there's many different levels to, atomic destruction. I'm pretty sure there isn't, maybe just to, the more amount of a wider range you can do it at, or the more of energy it consumes, I guess, then. But it's really more straightforward. It's basically somebody throwing an energy attack that attacks the atomic on the atomic level or subatomic level, and attacks your particles of a body, basically obliterating it and tearing the person or thing apart. And we do see this with characters from Saint Seiya. They have that ability, and we've also saw this in Naruto with Naruto's wind style shuriken, which attacked on the atomic level, to attack what's the thing called their chakra networks and stuff and take out their chakra, but it also backfired on him and would take out hit him back when he would use it. So he had to learn to find a way to toss it instead of just running up and hitting them with it because of the damage it can do. Now a lot of people, I do think, over exaggerate this power and don't understand how it works, or how science works, because they think that if you attack somebody in the atomic level, that means that automatically you can obliterate like any character no matter how durable they are. But that's not how it works, and I'll go into the steps on how to beat somebody with this ability. It is quite powerful, but it isn't an all no limit type of fallacy type of move. It does have limits to it, and it doesn't mean that just because a character has this ability that they can obliterate anybody no matter how durable they are, and I'll get into that. Now the atomic level of destruction is quite powerful. Against a regular person it can be dangerous, but if you can get the jump on them and like shoot them or stab them, you can kill them if they just have that level of power, which usually that's if somebody does have that power, they have additional powers on a higher level like super strength, speed, enhanced durability. They have all these other stuff. But if they're just a regular person somehow who can attack on the atomic level and fire energy attacks and obliterate that, you can just get the drop on them, shoot them, or kill them. Now if they do have those powers, the best way to handle them is to be a character who is more durable than them. So if you have a high level of durability or a force field, like let's say you can create force fields or energy shields, you can create an energy shield around your body. So if they fire the attack, it will hit the energy shield and it will either protect you and disperse, or it will shatter it, but at least it will protect your body from getting hit with it without the force field. And now some people might say, well, how wouldn't it just destroy the force field or go through it? But remember, that depends. Some characters, they use particles to protect themselves. Other times they use like stuff like psychic abilities, which isn't really particles to protect yourself and stuff like that. And most other characters that use energy around them, like Dragon Ball characters, they just use like chi, which isn't really a scientific thing, so there isn't really particles to attack and destroy in that level, and it's still basically like another outer layer and shell to protect you. So if you can create force field, either psychic ones or just pure energy ones, you can protect yourself from it, or at least minimize the extent of what it can do. And if you have even better control of your energy or force fields, you could put it around every individual molecule around your body, protecting yourself. We do see this in Dragon Ball a little bit when Buu jumped into Vegeto's mouth and tried to blow him up from the inside, but he was able to create a barrier with the inside his body and contain him to stop him from specific parts, so you can direct him wherever he wanted. So with a high level of energy control, you can basically control or put energy around each individual like cell or molecule or atom, or even quirk if we get down to the smallest detail of what makes us us. So you can do that to protect. And also, I think the problem with people's arguments is they think that this means that it can bypass any level of durability, but that's not the case. What it does is it specifically targets that. So let's say if they have the energy to destroy you, and you can regenerate, if they can attack you on a atomic like level, that means that any part that they hit will completely obliterate. So if you're a character that keeps on regenerating but getting blown up, if they hit you with this move, they'll be able to completely wipe you because they're attacking you on the lowest point. And yes, it can bypass durability to a certain extent. If there's a character that's a little bit more durable than you fire this attack could at least attack on that level and obliterate them. But the false assumption people make is this means that it destroys atoms completely. No, it doesn't. It's specific. All it does is that energy is small enough that it specifically targets those. It doesn't mean that it can completely obliterate you. Like we've seen with Naruto, he did it with his one, and the Wind Style Shuriken is quite powerful and was able to take out quite considerably powerful, characters. But even though afterwards, when he mastered it, and he would throw multiple at his opponents and his enemies throughout the Great Ninja War, and they got hit with it and they still survived. So yeah, this thing is not a one-all beat-all. People who think this don't really understand how it works, because the atomic structure of somebody else will be stronger than the other person. If you're more durable, your atomic structure is stronger. Attacking on a subatomic level doesn't bypass the durability of the individual particles itself. All it does is it attacks targetedly, like it's more precise, so it makes it more of a deadly and accurate attack damage. Whereas if you just have a normal one that just tries to obliterate them completely, it isn't as specifically targeting. So people who see this in the light of people, if they have this ability, they can beat anybody no matter how durable they are, is incorrect. You cannot beat somebody no matter how durable they are just because you attack them on the atomic level or subatomic level. This just means that you can attack them on the smallest level. And the reason why this is very dangerous is because depending on the smaller the level of surface area that you have, the weaker it is. So think of it this way: if you're trying to attack the entire body as a whole, it's going to be a lot more harder than attacking down to the smallest part. So if you attack the cell inside the body, it's far more deadly and dangerous, or easier to take somebody down than just attacking their entire body. So that's how I see it. It isn't just like an all-encompassing thing. It's the fact that the smaller you get into it and the more personal you're attacking in each individual part of their body, the easier it is to damage them. But if their atomic structure is a lot tougher and more durable than a regular person, then it's going to be harder to do it. People that say this clearly don't understand how the power works and misinterpret what it can do. They think that this is a thing that can one-shot any strong character. Oh, they have this, they can beat them. No, it gives them a higher level of attack potency and makes them more dangerous even without having a high level amount of energy, because it's attacking on the smallest, most individual levels possible, which would do the most amount of damage. But what's the thing called? But if the character has stronger, their bodies are stronger and more durable, even though if you attack the more individual parts, it might be easier, but it won't be a complete win for you. It's kind of like with gravity. When the higher you get gravity, people just think that as a whole your body just weighs down more, but you have to think about the individual parts of your body. That's where the most dangerous stuff comes, because if your blood is more heavier and more dense, the slower it'll move, the more it'll clot, the more your organs will get crushed and compressed, the more your bones will get pressed down by stress, the more your skin will try to tear off and fall off in hair. So when you look at the individual parts and you get to the smallest parts, if you do it, it's more dangerous than as a whole. Same thing with this. When you're attacking somebody as a whole, it's less deadly than attacking to the smallest point, because it's easier to destroy something that's smaller than to destroy something that's a whole. Destroying the whole body is a lot harder than destroying and specifically targeting each individual atom that's completely small. But certain characters, they have high levels of durability. So to beat somebody with this, basically you would just need to have force field abilities or energy protection abilities, especially down to the level of protecting each individual atom, or just be very durable. People think that this completely bypasses durability. No, you still need to have a certain level of attack potency to do that. It's just that it's easier to do it on the smallest level and scale, because it's easier to attack an individual small part of somebody, but the whole body as a whole, you can't completely destroy them of they're very tough. So really, you just need some great defense. You need some insane durability and that, or maybe even super speed where you can dodge the attack itself. But yeah, beating this is not that hard. People over exaggerate it, especially the whole misnomer about it, surpassing durability altogether. It doesn't really surpass it altogether. It just makes it less of a, deciding factor in a fight. But if you're against a opponent that's far more durable and they can, tank, powerful attacks, they can definitely, handle, to that level. And even then, you don't need to that level because we have characters like in Dragon Ball who fire pure energy attacks, and they obliterated Majin Buu to each particle to the smallest detail. So you can do that with regular energy attacks. It's just with attacks specifically to subatomic level or atomic level, it's more accurate version of that. So yeah, that's how you basically beat it, and it isn't as powerful as a lot of people think. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.